Have you been wanting to create your very own digital product for passive income, but maybe you're feeling super overwhelmed or you're just not sure where to start? Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you step by step how just last week I went from a complete from scratch idea to a fully fledged digital product making $2,727 in just 3 days. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Molly. I started as a college dropout with just 81 cents to my name, and I leveraged that into a multiple six-figure per year photography studio. Then I started creating content to help other photographers and grew that into a $2 million per year education business. And now I help content creators just like you to monetize your content with digital info products so that you can help your audience on a deeper level and make a full-time living doing what you love. Okay, so just last week, I started to really see a gap in the market. I started to see an opportunity for me to create a new digital product that was really going to solve a really painful pain point for my ideal customer. Not only that, but I talk a lot about my ebook Model Call, about this ebook I had that did $500,000 with no ad spend. And a lot of people ask me about this because who wouldn't want to sell an ebook where somebody pays you for the thing, you email them the link, and that's that. That's the end of the transaction. It's really cool. You're able to sell it passively. You can really scale it up, especially if you choose the right product. And I always talk about how Model Call solved the #1 pain point for my ideal customers, and that's why it sold so well. Well, the more and more I talked about Model Call on podcasts and my YouTube channel, I realized that with this business, I wasn't even taking my own advice. You see, I only have two products. I have a membership and then I have a course. And what I realized was that although my membership sold really, really well to my warm audience, once I started to go to my cold audience, it wasn't selling as well. And by the way, what a cold audience means is just like people who haven't maybe joined your email list yet, or they don't really know a lot about you. Warm audience is typically people on your email list who have been following you for a while. So once I started to go broader and broader to people who knew me less and less, the membership wasn't selling as well anymore. And the conclusion I came to is that I think memberships make a better back end than a front end. And I'll keep you guys posted on if I think this conclusion is right, but this is what I'm thinking so far. So for example, with my course, Profitable Courses, you get lifetime access to everything you need to go from where you are now to having a profitable course idea that you can sell on autopilot passively through your own passive funnel, right? But if you want ongoing support, if you want group coaching, then you can upgrade to my membership, Course Creator Club. So I'm using my membership as a back end. Well, I have this other membership that's $49 a month called Freedom Creator Club, and I was trying to use that as a front end. But again, once I started going broader and broader to a colder audience, it wasn't selling as well. So not only was I seeing a need in the market for this ebook, not only was I realizing I was talking all about my ebook Model Call and I wasn't using that same strategy with this business, well, I really thought that adding some kind of a front end to my membership would be a really good idea. So what I noticed with my followers is in my Discord, people kept saying like, well, I really want to join Freedom Creator Club, but I don't even know what my digital product should be yet, or I'm just not even sure where to get started, or I'm really, really overwhelmed. And so I started to notice that there probably was a need for a little digital product to go in front of the membership to get people a quick win and just to simply get them started. I think a lot of people weren't ready to invest in my membership when they didn't even know what their digital product idea was going to be. Not only was I starting to notice a need for a little product on my front end, but I also was starting to notice a lot of my competitors were doing the same thing. They weren't just moving people to a membership or a high ticket course. They were starting with a low priced ebook. And that's exactly what I did with my last business. I was like, I really need to take my own advice. So that is when 15-day digital product was born. I thought to myself, what is a way that I could take someone from where they are now to creating and starting to make passive sales with their own digital product in just a number of days? And so what I did was I started listing out all the different steps they would need to do to go from where they are now to passively selling their own digital product and actually making sales. And at first I thought I was going to call it 30-day digital product, but actually it didn't even need to be 30 days. It was just 15 steps. So I called it 15-day digital product. So it's an ebook, which is a PDF file, and it just simply has one task for you to do every single day for 15 days. So theoretically, if you do the task every single day, so you'll have your idea for your digital product, you will create it, and you will start making sales with it. Now, obviously people can do this even faster than 15 days. Heck, I had the idea for 15-day digital product in the morning, and I had the product created by the end of the day. It took me 10 hours from start to finish. So what I did was I had the idea and I asked myself, where are my people now before they take 15-day digital product, and where do they want to be at the end? And then I filled in all the steps that they're going to need to do do to go from where they are now to the result, which is making sales from their own digital product. Then what I did was I bullet pointed it out in a Word document and started writing out all the sections. So I only focused on just writing the book. And I even used ChatGPT a little bit for this. Typically I started doing all the writing first myself, and then I would put it into ChatGPT. And a couple of the prompts that I used were, make this sound more like a millennial, or make this sound more like Generation Z. And what I noticed was that it was filling in words that made it sound more fun, more lifelike, and not just like a manual step by step by step. So just a little tip for you guys about ChatGPT prompts. Okay, so once I had the actual book written, then I just simply went into Canva, chose a free template, pasted all the text in, and again, from idea to having a fully fledged product that I could host on Google Drive was about 10 hours. And that includes my lunch break, the fact that I was watching Love Island in the background, the fact that I took my dog for a hike. So do I think somebody could do this in less than 15 days? Absolutely. I even think somebody could do this in even less than 10 hours to create their actual digital product. And by the way, if you want this exact ebook that I'm talking about now, and you want these exact 15 daily steps so you can create your own profitable digital product and start making sales, check out the link in my description below to grab your very own copy. Okay, so once I had the digital product totally made and hosted online, the next thing I knew that I needed to do was to figure out how I was gonna sell it. So I decided to do a 3-day flash sale. And really this is just a fancy term for 3 days of emails to my email list. So on day 1, I sent 2 emails. On day 2, I sent 2 emails. And on day 3, I sent 3 or 4 emails. I think 3. So all in all, 7 total emails. And what I did was in these emails, I simply shared different stories, different tips and things. And then at the end of the email was always simply a call to action to grab their copy of 15-day digital product. Oh, and here's what else is crazy. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, I have kids and I have things going on and I have all these things happening in my life. Trust me, I do too. I might not have kids, but I had a lot going on in my life. In fact, we had a crazy amount of things go wrong with our house while I was trying to do this. So once I had the digital product created, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and write these emails. And lo and behold, all of a sudden we started having all these plumbing issues. I had to call a plumber and have him come out here. And you can imagine the craziness of that. So we couldn't even run our water, couldn't do our laundry. So I had to drive into the city and ask my mom if I could use her washer and dryer. And so while I was waiting for our clothes to wash and dry, I decided to write these emails. So I just want you to know, life happens, chaos happens. We all have things going on in our life, but I really think what sets apart the successful people to the people who never make it happen is just simply fitting things in where you have time. For example, it's like a billion freaking degrees in this office where I'm recording right now, but I woke up really early to make sure that I could record before it got way too hot. And so I'm simply just fitting this in where I can. Okay, so once I had the emails written, I scheduled them in the software that I use called System.io. There is a link in the description below for a totally free account if you want to use System as well. I use it to run literally everything in my business, from sales pages, checkout pages, email marketing, product hosting, really everything that I use to run my online business. Okay, so now we're gonna talk sales, because not every promotion or flash sale or launch is going to go perfectly. And this one for me didn't either. In fact, when you're first launching something, it's gonna be a lot more imperfect than when you have everything nailed down and you could repeat the process. So day 1 of my 3-day flash sale, I only made 1 sale in the first 6 hours. I was like, oh my God, no, did I misread the market? Did I create a product that nobody wants? Like, where did I go wrong? So instead of panicking, I started to look through all of my different marketing materials. I reread the email, I looked at the checkout page, I read through the copy. And what I realized was that somebody going to the checkout page with the information, I was like, I think they're gonna be overwhelmed by this order bump. An order bump is something that they can click on to add to their order. So what I did was I actually took the order bump out of the checkout page, because what I've learned is if something isn't selling, strip it down to the most essential bare bones and get it selling simply first before you add bells and whistles like an order bump or an upsell or something like that. So once I took that order bump out, I started getting more and more and more sales. And then once the sales started rolling in, I decided to test a different order bump to see if that affected sales. And actually we were getting the same amount of sales, plus we started getting order bump sales. So I knew that this order bump was a better fit than the last one. on. And eventually I'll add an upsell too, which is after somebody purchases, there's another page with another offer that they can purchase. So then day 2 sales were even more, and day 3 sales were more than double day 2 sales. And I've noticed that a lot is usually a lot of people will wait until the very end to buy. So don't be afraid to do more emails on the last day because it absolutely will pay off. And all in all, I ended up doing $2,727 in just 3 days with a $59 digital product. I was very happy with those results, and I think this really shows that there was a need in the market and this was a good solution to that problem. And I think going forward, this is going to make a great front end for my membership Freedom Creator Club, but I'll keep you posted. So in conclusion, you're gonna need 3 things to have a successful digital product that sells. Number 1, find the number 1 problem that your followers are having. Number 2, create the solution to solve that problem for them. And number 3, promote it to your audience. Now, if I hadn't had an email list, I would have still promoted it to my social media following. But if you have an email list, that's always the best place to promote, in my opinion. So how are you going to find the problem that your audience has? Survey them, talk to them, maybe even say, hey, let's have a pizza party on Zoom and you can send everyone gift cards, and really talk to your audience and listen to the problems that they're having. There's really no way around this, and you don't want to waste your time guessing and just creating products that you think people will want, or worse yet, just creating the products that you want to make, because it's not actually about you. If you want to be successful, it's all about them. It's all about your followers. It's all about helping them solve their problem and get a win. Then you want to create the solution by creating a digital product that will take them from where they are now to getting the win and the result that they want and need. And lastly, you want to promote it to your audience. Again, this can be social media or your email list. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, comment, and hit the subscribe button, because I put out videos just like this one 1 to 2 times every single week. And now that you know exactly how I went from complete idea to making $2,727 in just 3 days with a brand new digital product, you might be wanting more ideas for a digital product, or wondering how I took my digital product business to over $8 million in digital product sales. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be so much more powerful and make so much more sense. Can't wait to see you in the next video.